This is the emergency broadcast system. The CDC is advising that you stay in your homes. We show up.
If you are new to my channel, it would be awesome if you hit that subscribe button. It does just help our little village to grow. And make sure you hit that bell. It just sends you notifications so that you never miss one of my uploads. And make sure you give this video a big sweet thumbs up. It just lets me know that I'm doing a pretty good job.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party.
We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party.
Hey y'all, it's Jessica, for those of you who don't know me, and in today's video we are doing this lovely speed reno of the Tidal Tower. I am transforming it into a Greek towers. Both of them will be called like the Greek towers. This will be the sorority side, and then the other one will be the fraternity side. So I imagine that every floor has like a different sorority like on it. Like obviously this floor will probably have, you know, the delta thetas or something, and then maybe the lower ones will have like the alphas, you know, etc, etc. So I got this idea because I went to EKU. I am an EKU alumni, so if you are from Eastern Kentucky University, hello to you guys. If not, then it's a pretty good school, you should go to it. So I was part of a sorority. I did not live in the dorms, unfortunately, but I spent a lot of time on that floor. So I know like what they're called somewhat. I remember, you know, some places of like, you know, the experience of it. So I just wanted to factor that into here. And at EKU, there is a dormitory called the Greek Towers. And it's exactly what that is. One tower is a sorority and then the other one is a fraternity. So that's where I got that from. And I know like there is no fraternity or sorority in this game, which totally stinks that you can't do it, but I mean you can if you wanted to. So you can totally make this a sorority dorm just like I'm doing right now. All you have to do is make the requirements female, and then you can make the girls that are in this dorm your sorority by adding them to a club or being in part of a club. And then whoever you keep playing with, like say next year you come along, there'll probably be a new batch of girls, so you just kick the ones out that were in there, I guess, like maybe they graduated, and you put new ones in, or maybe some of them might even come back and you don't even have to worry about it, who knows. But it'll be like the same if you change family members, if you change families and bring in different people, you could still do that. It's different for you know, everything, I guess. So this room right here is what's called the chapter room. In this chapter room, it's more like a formal area, like where you can come and like have meetings, or you could just come and chill at. And in the formal room, the chapter room that I was at, golly, if I can talk today, it would be so freaking awesome. In the chapter room at EKU on my floor, it was like a cool seating area. We had a TV in there. We also had a like table behind us, like where we could do like our arts and crafts and stuff like that we needed to do. So I did put in that table. I thought it'd be kind of cute for like a little study area, because that is part of being in a sorority, especially your first couple of years that you join. You have to log in study hours. Like that's very beneficial for the sorority. Like that's part of the sorority, is that it's not just about partying and making friends and stuff like that. Like you have to keep up your GPA in that sorority. So it's a really good thing to be in, I feel like. And it really did help me out. Like I wouldn't have studied if it wasn't for those study hours, which honestly probably help me pass. So I made this chapter room really towards like what they are. So their colors are yellow and pink. Mine were pink and green when I was there. I'm obviously not going to name them the same sorority name that as I was in, because I just feel like that's kind of weird. But I do end up changing those flowers there to a pink to kind of suit the theme, and I changed like the chairs to pink. Later on in the video you'll see that, and the colors to pink as well. And up there, the little lips holding the rose, I figured that would be kind of cute. That's kind of like their banner or like their symbol. I don't know, I just figured it was like a cool little added touch just to add into here, because like I said, we don't have sorority or fraternity themed items, so you kind of just have to make them as you go, which I obviously did. Now after I finish this room, I go straight into what would be the vice president's room. Now obviously the vice president wouldn't have that big of a bedroom compared to like a president, but they do have like their own room. That's just kind of like the perks of it. So obviously I did give them their own room. I gave them even a bathroom within their little bedroom, because I figured that would be pretty darn cool. Now I don't know if EKUs have that. I really didn't even get to go into the vice president and president's room. I mostly just stayed into the other dorms. But let me just tell you right now, the rooms that I'm giving the Sims is so much bigger compared to what you get at EKUs. Like so much bigger. Like you basically at EKUs you basically just have like 2 beds, a dresser, and that's like, it's really small. Like it's super small. So I did find these cute little doors like with their symbol on it, so I thought that would be so perfect for here. And I do change it back to Foxbury because I realized it was whatever the other one is, Brightchester. So yeah, I did change that. I do skip you guys through a bunch of stuff just because I don't want it to be you sitting here watching me pick out like what I want to put in here for literally 5 hours, because let me tell you, this video took 4 hours to do, and I have condensed it down to 32 minutes for you guys, which I think is pretty darn awesome. Because let me tell you, this, oh my gosh, I had so much fun doing this, and you can see it, like I think you can see it like in these first couple of rooms, like you can see my I just had so much fun. But then towards the end I was just kind of like, I just throw it all together, you know what I mean? If you I know you've done it before, so don't lie. So this is called the yellow room. So the vice president obviously has this really nice room, and I really wanted to have like this cool aesthetic to it. So she does get like this open closet feel. You get like a desk, obviously. You do get a computer, because I feel like if you're a vice president by now, you're at least a junior or senior, and by goodness you better have your own computer by then, right? So you do get a computer for yourself. You get a couch, and you get a TV to watch your own TV as well. So it's pretty nifty. And let's see, what will be next after this? Oh, the bathrooms. I add in the big bathrooms after this, so this is they'll be even better for you guys to see, because oh my gosh, I found more stuff like to keep adding to the bathrooms, and you guys will see that as the video goes along. I just keep adding and adding and adding and adding and adding and adding. It becomes tedious after a while, so you know. I did find those big pretty curtains though to put in, and I don't know, it just suits it really well. And every room will have like a color theme. I try to keep that as consistent as possible with all the rooms. And once we get into the pink room, I show you guys what I do with the pink room, and I ultimately make it bigger because I loved it so much. I feel like the pink room deserved a bigger room, and I realized that I didn't give them a refrigerator and microwave, so I made their room bigger just so I could give them one. Now the vice president and the president do not have the microwave and little refrigerators in their room, which kind of stinks, but then again I do give like a big kitchenette in here as well, so you know, it's not like it's too bad. Now so the very front room that's like attached to the, what is that room? The green room? No. It was the green room. It turns into the white room because I realized I can't have green because this is Foxbury, and you know, we don't want no green room because that's Foxbury colors. We're I mean, that's Brightchester colors. We want Foxbury. So it's not that much of like a party room. Like I do put in like the juice pong, the keg stand thing, and some like games. Or I think I put like one game in and like a microphone and like a guitar in there. So at EKU, the sororities would never, like, I mean, never have anything like that in their dorms. Like, absolutely never. We just always go to the frats. Like, that's just how it always is. Sororities is like clean as a whistle. You know, like we keep to our name. We are clean and, you know, everything else. If we just go party, we go party at the frats. So the frats is the place to go if you want to party. The frats have all this stuff, but I figured, you know, here maybe they have a secret area where they can just let loose. So ultimately that's what I just did, and I feel like that's part of the experience at the university, especially for Sims, because there isn't that much to do. So yeah, so I added it on there. I mean, you could always like change it. You could always take that room out and add in another door and make it whatever you wanted to do. You could make it the robotics area, or maybe even like a little gaming room, or whatever you wanted to do. So it's totally up to you. I just put in those little fancy things because I figured that we probably wouldn't want to go to the frats like every night, and they probably wanted to let loose every once in a while, right? Right. So there is a file like on her desk, because as a vice president, like you have to do a lot of work with your sorority's philanthropy, and you know that your philanthropy is what your foundation is on. So mine was, and I might as well just tell you because obviously it's not going to be a brainer once I tell it. Everybody's going to know. Ours was the Starsky Hearing Foundation. I was a DZ, a Delta Zeta. So yeah, so that's what I was. If you don't know what the Starsky Hearing Foundation, obviously it kind of tells you in the name. It was working with speech and hearing. We did a lot of fundraisers for it. We did hoops for hearing, which is a really good one. We raised money for hearing aids and stuff like that. So I just loved it. And a bunch of them, there's a bunch of other sororities that do different things. I know like one of them does like literacy. Oh my gosh, I can't remember all the rest. So I figured like once I do this sorority, once I make this sorority in here, we could do like the volunteer part of it, and I could make all the girls, literally like all the girls go out maybe one night a week and volunteer to like a bake sale or whatever else there is, like cleaning up the beach or something, just stuff like that. Like I know also like it wasn't part of our philanthropy, but we would go and clean up trash on the roadside, and you know, just stuff like that. That wasn't really amazing for the community. And yeah, you do make friendships that last a long time. I still have a bunch of girls that I still keep in contact with, and you know, it's really is fun. Like you get a lot of stuff involved in it. You get to have when you get in there, and it's like your big sister, and obviously you're the little sister. And if she already has a little and you come along, then her little is called your twiddle, which is like a twin and little combo, which is crazy. Like there's a lot of cute names, and everybody has their rituals, which obviously are very sacred, and that kind of makes it very unique when it comes to all this. So obviously in this one, I'll probably have some type of ritual as well. So we'll just see how it goes along. It'll be kind of funny to do something different, but obviously try to keep in like with what the sorority is. So if you do see, this is the bathroom. It was so much fun. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun making this bathroom. I even put in this cute little vanity so the girls could like get their makeup done, or you know, it could be just for show as well. It's whatever you want to do. Now that I'm looking at it, and once I went back in and looked at it again, I was like, oh my gosh, I made this bathroom so huge. I feel like I could have like shrunk it maybe like 2 tiles, and it could have even been better. So I'll probably, when I do the fraternity side of it, that's what I probably will do. I won't make their bathroom so huge, and obviously they don't need a vanity and everything else, so their bathroom's going to be smaller, I feel like. And what else was I thinking? Oh, I was going to do some rearranging with the rooms. So that'll be very interesting for you guys to see that as well whenever I do that. I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking I probably will do it soon. And you'll just have to let me know which one you like the most, if you like the fraternity side or if you like the sorority side. And you can, you can always change it back. Like, you can always, like, if you don't like this for the girls and you want this to be the boys, you could do that. You can make this the boys side, or if you like the boys better, you could always make the boys a girls, simply just by changing out the whatchamacallits, the furniture pieces, and making it a little girly. So as you can see, this is like the blue room. I made everything blue in here, and it just looks super cute. I love it. And in here I did give you a bicycle, so you don't have to like go out and purchase one. And there's not that many rooms that don't have computers in it. I think there's like maybe 2 rooms that don't have computers in it, but I am going to get a little ahead of myself. But I do make a cafeteria, and in that cafeteria I do put in like the research computers, so you can get your experience that you need for your research, whatever else it is, like debate or something. So you can go in there and do that as well. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, wow, Jessica, I see a bunch of stuff. So how many packs are you using? Well, let me tell you, I used quite a few more packs than what I thought I was using. So I can tell you that I guarantee that half of the stuff, like the clutter items, I say that's why I've used so much of the packs, is because it's the clutter stuff. So I have used, and I am so sorry, I didn't realize I was using all of it until I looked. So I am using Discover University, obviously, Island Living, Get Famous, Seasons, Cats and Dogs, City Living, Get Together, and Get to Work, which is, I think, all of the expansion packs. So I am so sorry for that. But like I said, I am pretty sure that most of the stuff is the clutter stuff, or it's even stuff that you guys could just very simply just replace. So a part of the game stuff, or the game pack, I used Parenthood, Dine Out, Spa Day, and Outdoor Retreat. I think that was like four that I didn't use. So it was pretty even across that board. Now, of course, the stuff pack, I did use the Machino stuff pack, the First Pet Stuff, Laundry, Fitness, Vintage Glamour, Backyard, Kids Room, Romantic Garden, the Movie Hangout, Spooky, and Cool Kitchen. Like I said, I think there was just 4 that I didn't use of that pack as well. So I am pretty certain that it is like the clutter stuff, like, you know, the stuff on the walls, and maybe, I don't know, I feel like it's like not going to be that much. Now obviously I do think the doors and like the club items that I used, and like the banners and stuff like that, I know that is Get Together, because that's when it was introduced, the clubs. So yeah. So here is the lovely pink room, which was, I don't know, like, it's, I can kind of say like it's my favorite, but it is my favorite. Let's just be real, because that's why I made it a bigger one. So I am showing you what I put into the bigger one, or into this small one, but whenever I move it over, I don't show you me actually moving it over. I just show you what I add to it, because obviously since it was a little bit more bigger of a room, I had a little bit more space to fill. So I figured this room was kind of like a legacy room. If you don't know what a legacy is or anything like that, so say my mom was a DZ, my mom was a Delta Zeta, I am her legacy. So that it kind of puts you in, like, as if I wanted to go into DZs, that I kind of would like have a place with them, because my mom was a DZ. But it's not always the case, because sometimes they can say no, but they're not really supposed to. Eek. But, you know, so I figured this was like the cool, you know, more preppy girl room, kind of, sort of, you know, just a little bit more girly of a room. And I really, really, really do love when I switch it over, because I get to add more stuff to it. So when I switch it over, which you guys will see, I'm figuring out right now, like, oh my gosh, I really love this room. How do I make it bigger? So here it is. I'm starting the process of switching all of it over, and I think I cut it out here soon. There it is. It's already cut out. So I've already done it. I do give them a little refrigerator and a microwave, and I gave them this cool little seating area over there next to the posters. So I figured they could have like their own little reading area or sit down together and have, you know, their own little food. And I did, like I said, I did put in a kitchen, but it's not really like a kitchen because you can't have a stove, which is crazy because I do get it, because obviously in the dorms at EKU there was no stove. You just basically had a mini refrigerator and a microwave as well. You didn't get a stove. You didn't even have a kitchen like I put in. This is it. Like, this was basically it. Like, they're lucky. They're lucky they're getting the kitchen that I put in for them, because that would not be happening at EKU or anywhere, I think, is the verdict. So I do find more little items that I want to stick in here to the bathroom just to make it more homey feeling, and I do feel like the girls would have more stuff in the bathroom than a boy would. So obviously I wanted to have a lot of stuff, and you gotta think that every year new generations of people come into the sorority. So I feel like everybody would be bringing in their stuff. People would be bringing their couches, people would bring in their chairs, people would be bringing, you know, whatever, and they kind of like leave it behind. And a lot of the stuff that was in even our chapter room was like donations from the alumni, or, you know, just stuff like that, just to make it even better for us that were actually living there. Like I said, I didn't live there. I lived off campus, and I lived in an apartment. I rented it by myself. It was the best time ever. I feel like everybody should have a place by themselves for a little bit, because it just, you really do see how much goes into like having a place, paying all the bills that goes into it, taking care of it. You know, I think it just makes you more appreciative of everything. Not saying that I wasn't, but I always lived with somebody else, and living by myself, just, I don't know, it's just a really good experience, and I think people should do it more often. So here I am. I'm basically just trying to copy everything that I did in the other room, but I do change the colors up a little bit, and, you know, just kind of make it a little bit more. I kept the same heart. I just changed the color of it. The heart is also in the bathroom as well, but it's like the rainbow themed one. So yeah, so I mean, everyone has the desk and the computers. I did add in the little mail there next to the shoes, because if you don't know about sororities, obviously you do have to pay to be in one, and it's just helping your sisters out. Like, you paid, like I said, you pay to be in one, but that money goes to things. Like, it doesn't just sit there, it goes back into the chapter. Maybe one year they're like, oh, our couches need to be replaced, so we're able to do that because of the money, or we're able to go to a retreat because of that money, or we're able to get items for the sorority all together as a unit. Once we finish up this room, I do go to the old pink room, and I make that the green room, which obviously I've already said in the beginning, but I found out that that was Brightchester's colors, and I totally forgot for a minute that we are at Foxbury. So I make it the white room. So you'll see that like in a little bit when I go back and I change it from a pink room to a green room to a white room. It's just great. It's ridiculous. So then after I finish doing that, I do make this big humongous room right here the party room, where I put in the juice bar and like the kickstand and a microphone and a guitar and, you know, just stuff like that. And I do go back on later on and I change it around the ball. Like, I move the ball to this room, the soccer ball, get that out of there, just kind of make it a little bit more unique, because I figured a soccer ball would not be in there. The soccer ball should probably be in the room. And then after we do all that, then finally I go into the hallway, add more pictures, add a little bit more touches, add a little bit more flowers, I add, everybody kind of gets like their own little mailbox, and I add a folder outside of the president's room, which is the red room, and that's like where the girls can like put in like the requests, or like maybe suggestions, or just anything that they need to talk to about the president with. They can just put it in that big lovely file folder outside of her door, and then she can come and talk to you. And then finally, after we do all that hallway and stuff like that, and that's when we do the kitchen, and that is the final step of this speed build. And the kitchen, I do have to say, is pretty awesome. There is enough room for plenty of people to sit. There is, oh gosh, I can't even remember. So there's only like eight people that can be here in this place, or really, if you wanted to be, you could even push it to 10. But I think 8 is plenty, but it's whatever you want to do. And then the tables, I think they sit like 16 people or something crazy. So this is like, I figured this was like the older room of this place, so I did put in some pipes, I don't know, just to add a little sophistication to it, because I thought it would be kind of cool to do so. And then I will wrap this video up just to save my voice. So if you haven't already, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Like I said before, it does just help our little village to grow, and make sure you hit that bell. It just sends you notifications so that you never miss one of my uploads. And make sure you give this video a big sweet thumbs up. It just lets me know that I'm doing something right, and it makes me feel good about myself, you know. And I will see you guys in my next video. Alright guys, bye. Bye.
Step right up for another amazing banger by Lex Blaze and Daddy Paul. Touchdown to Heathrow, DP and me, bro. About to hit the club and turn the shoot to a freak show. Look through the peephole, everybody geek, yo. Need to get girl with an extremely deep. See 6 midgets that be fighting, juggling. Maybe it's just me, cause my mind is struggling. Babes, boyfriend is acting like a clown. You know what's going down every time that we are down. Take a look through the peephole, yo. Everybody's getting geek, bro. Stop the hate and let them leaks know that we turn the club into a freak show. Turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club, yeah, we turn the club to a freak show. To a freak show. Snow White eating rotten apples, dirty bass that be coming at you. Roller coasters like a supernova, round the ring master, this my tabernacle. See you screaming, I'm like, what for? Oh, you pop? Yeah, I got popcorn. Haven't wake up on the wrong lawn, so we won't stop. It's a lost cause. Take a look through the peephole, yo. Everybody's getting geek, bro. Stop the hate and let them leaks know that we turn the club into a freak show. Turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club, yeah, we turn the club to a freak show. To a freak show.
The party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up